NyanCave.
Hi, hello. How are you guys?
Good day.
Good day. Welcome back.
To see you, everybody.
If I had a company that made spinning tops, I'd call it Sarah. And our slogan would be try Sarah tops.
Oh my god, I did not know where that was going, but I was thoroughly impressed.
Thanks.
Uh,
Hey, happy birthday, Raiga! Woo, 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 woo. You did it!
My goodness.
Our dads are here in Japan. No, sorry, our dads from Japan are here in Britain.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
We're about to find out about their third father.
Ah, yes. The missing dad.
Mm-hmm. Went out for a pack of cigarettes, came back with murder. Duh. Also. I think he was set up. What do you think?
What?
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 Cosmo's father set up.
What?
Never meant to be.
Maybe.
Could be.
Quite the risky target, though.
I know.
Wow, we're getting right to it.
Right to it.
Right into it.
Just like,
Yeah.
hey, we heard that your friend murdered some people.
A lot of people.
Lots.
Important people.
Also, this is a secret.
Yeah.
Important.
The professor. The killer who took the lives of 5 members of British aristocracy. Was actually Cosmo's father, wasn't he?
That's correct. Genshin Asogi.
That must have left an impact on his life.
Danny, on fire.
Thanks. I've been preparing these for weeks.
Put
Just
him
kidding.
behind Barbara's.
That is also a character.
Genshin.
You knew, I presume, Father.
Yes, he was a close friend of mine at the time.
Genshin came to Britain as a police detective. He was studying investigative techniques at Scotland Yard. I never understood what drove the man to commit such heinous acts.
It was a closed trial, so the public never knew the truth, and he was executed with little ado. To this day, very few people know what really happened even in our homeland.
But what about Kazuma? Did he know? Did he know the truth about his father?
No, of course not. He was told his father passed from sickness.
However, I suspect that he may have his doubts.
Oh, why?
As you know, I tried to guide Cosmo growing up, as if he were my own son. Then one day, he came to my office at the university and said,
I don't think my father died of illness.
I've decided. I want to travel to Great Britain and study there. Do you think he wanted to come here to investigate his father's death?
I don't know. But when I looked into his eyes, I did know there was no way I'd be able to stop him.
Something else came to light in that trial the other day, actually.
Oh? What?
Well, having disappeared in Hong Kong and been missing for almost a year, Kazuma's since turned up here in London, working as the apprentice of Lord Von Zeeks.
What? What? That's news to us.
Oh, they didn't know.
They didn't know.
Lord Strongheart's telegram neglected to mention that part then.
They didn't know.
They didn't know, chat.
They didn't know.
As you know, we both thought Kazuma had died on the steamship during our voyage to Great Britain in January.
But he didn't die. He's alive. As you knew, didn't you, Father?
In actual fact, no. What I did know was that when your ship docked in Hong Kong, he mysteriously vanished.
We sent a team of investigators to Hong Kong to try to ascertain what had happened, but to no avail.
But he's still alive. And here, in London, you say? I never dared to even dream it.
Why on earth did the young man not make contact? The government and the police have been chasing clues fruitlessly for months now.
Well, it seems he was suffering from amnesia.
What? Amnesia?
When we first came across him here in London, he didn't know who either of us were.
I see.
He only regained his memory 8 days ago.
This is unbelievable.
Yes, it's quite miraculous. I wonder why Lord Strongheart didn't let us know. I must speak with him urgently.
I wonder how Kazuma's been these past few days. Would it be wrong of us to go and visit him? Ooh, but also your time in Britain.
I like how we just spilled all the beans.
Right.
All the beans right
All.
away.
In the hotel lobby.
That being 16 years ago now. It's a distant memory, really. It was Yujin here. Genshin, Asogi, and myself. We were the original three. The first judicial scholars from Japan to travel overseas to study.
Ocean voyages are not what they are today. I can tell you.
16 years ago. Things were tough for their generation.
Your father was an exceptionally fine medical student at Yume University at the time, you know, young lady.
Yes, grandmother told me.
He went to do research at a great London hospital to study autopsy. Practically unheard of in Japan.
Yes, it was an eerie place, sandwiched between the back of a prison and a burial ground.
Oh.
Interesting.
Not more talk of graves.
Very often, there's no one willing to deal with bodies following autopsy work.
Oh my god, you make Mikotobo was the murderer.
Oh.
Not dead yet, boop.
So you see, autopsy labs have something of an unavoidable relationship with graveyards and prisons.
Yep, checks out. Not my cup of tea at all.
Do you remember that Scottish prison governor? Caden, his name was? He was a good man.
Yes, then of course, in our 6th year here, everything changed with that dreadful case. When Genshin was arrested for a series of the most gruesome murders.
I simply couldn't believe it. I'd known the man for years.
I was a witness at the secret hearing, and I tried to speak in his defense, but
But you went a little too far and ended up facing charges yourself, didn't you?
Oh.
well, suffice to say that after that trial, we were sent back to Japan.
There was nothing more we could do to save Genshin. He was a lost cause, sadly. Well, if you'll excuse us now.
Yes, I'd like to get this trunk up to my room as soon as possible. The one that wasn't checked.
I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have held you up here for so long.
I'll call for the porter then. Just wait here.
Susato-san's gone off at a run.
Full tilt sprint.
I'd like to stay and talk more, but I do have various preparations to make for tomorrow.
Yes, of course. It must be a big responsibility representing our entire country. I wish you the best of luck.
I have preparations A through H. Naruhodo. I hope you'll keep an eye on Susato for me. Keep looking after her, as you obviously have been.
Oh, no, I mean, if anybody's looking after anyone, it's her looking after me.
Well, I do appreciate you being there for her. After all, I've been a miserable father to her. I've thoroughly let her down.
Sorry? What do you mean?
Well, it was 16 years ago that I started my long study tour here in Britain, as you know. The very year Susato was born.
Yeah, I'd heard.
The birth of my daughter was the most joyous event of my life, but... well, sadly it was accompanied by the most tragic event of my life, too.
Oh, yes. Susato-san hinted at something like that.
It was a rather turbulent time at home.
Anyway, I won't bore you with the details. The point is, I became rather less dependable than befits a grown man. And it was then that Seshiro offered me the opportunity to study here in Great Britain.
I was too worried about you to leave you behind. So perhaps I was a little heavy-handed when it came to persuading you to accompany me to London.
So, that's what happened in a nutshell. And that's also the reason why I feel compelled to give my daughter as many opportunities as I dare. Though the world does not readily afford young women such things, I must say.
I completely understand, Professor.
One more thing, Naruto.
Yeah?
If I may be so bold, I have a favor to ask you.
Oh, really? Of course. What can I do for you?
Well, the thing is,
I'm so sorry that took so long.
Miss Susato.
Now then, allow us to take your bags.
I think this guy had like 40 voices, if I recall correctly.
Were they all yours?
I think so.
Let's give him a 40 first.
Nice.
Allow me to take your bags.
Oh.
one moment, if you please, Porter.
Oh, of course, sir.
That machine around your neck. It's a camera, I believe.
Quite right, sir. Just 5 shillings for a lovely photograph to commemorate a wonderful stay at the hotel, sir.
Well, I think given the occasion, we could justify the expense.
Ha! Yes! Yes, of course!
Aww, he's so nervous.
Damn, Naruhodo also kind of buff.
I'd like to thank you for coming with me, Mr. Naruhodo. It's really made Father very happy, I think.
Oh, well, I'm pleased then. But we were interrupted before. Professor Mikotobo was about to ask me something.
Shall we return to Baker Street then? I expect Iris will have some delicious tea waiting for us.
Yes, let's go. Honestly, Susato's father's the worst at finishing, like, any sentence.
He's the worst at finishing anything,
Yeah, it's just
including being a
gotta,
father.
yeah. Oh,
Oh,
wow. Unnecessary. I'm getting more and more anxious about Kazuma, though. Perhaps I'll try to meet with Lord Strongheart later and ask him after.
Am I failing to see logic maybe for like, oh, what is
PSSG.
hostile?
Why aren't you guys on Cameo? I would buy a cameo from all 3 of you. I got a cameo from Dan from Game Grumps and it was amazing.
Oh, that's
Hostel
awesome.
Grand!
What do you want me to say, sweetheart? I'll tell you anything you want.
You want me to
$2.
dance?
I'll say what you want to say.
I'll say happy birthday in a 40-minute video.
Happy birthday. Let's talk about politics. Have a wonderful
Also, don't
birthday.
forget to watch the NyanCave. That's where I'm from, because I probably need to tell you.
I don't know. It's just never really been a thing.
We should, though.
Yeah.
I think it's fun.
No,
I
it's
think,
fun.
I think you just set up an account and it's all on your phone. Because I've seen like Flav
Oh, yeah.
on Cameo, and they have no fucks to give.
No.
It's just like I got a phone, and it's
Yeah.
like, hey, what's their name? John.
John.
John from Brampton?
Docile crayon.
You could say Asoka's father Genshin left a big impact on London.
Hey, last order!
Thank
Ta-dum.
you.
Thanks.
So,
When the topic of favorite characters come up, we're quick to bring up Kazuma, Van Zieks,
Right.
Warjajato, but I really appreciate P. Makotoba.
Dark Iron! Yeah, Professor Manitoba's pretty cool.
Yeah.
hey. And not salad. I don't get that. So I don't know if it's a spoiler.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a hinting of something we don't
Yeah.
know.
So I'm just going to leave it. Sorry, but thank you,
Yeah.
not salad.
I'm hoping this is a scandalous chapter, though.
Yeah.
That's fine. But with Mikotoba, I feel like I'm missing something here.
Yeah?
He was like, man, my daughter was born. I love this. Oh no, something terrible happened. I better abandon the thing I love the most and go to Britain for 6 years?
No, it was because I believe her mother passed away
Yeah.
shortly after, right?
Yeah.
So, but he had to leave because, like, circumstances, I guess.
But are the circumstances that...
Yeah, like it could have been that maybe if he didn't go to Britain, he couldn't support the family, or the world would end. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
You know, no one's doing autopsies in Japan, so I don't know. I don't know what knock-on effects that has on society.
So this man died. It seems he was cut up with a... No. Stop. He is dead. We move on.
Not one poisons, but two.
But is nobody else... Like, I get, like, wife died, so abandoned child? I don't know if I can stand by
Wasn't
that.
abandoned. She was being taken care of. I mean,
You
it's
have to recall,
not.
this is like the early, like 19th century where, like,
I can't remember.
parental roles are probably not what they are today.
Did she say she was raised by her grandparents?
She
Like,
did. She said her
yeah,
grandmother.
Yeah. So
Because, like, honestly, in the 1900s, what is a dad gonna teach a young woman?
Yeah. While...
Oh, you want me to teach you tea ceremonies and girly shit? I have to go to Britain and murder people.
you had to
Yeah.
teach her about justice.
But and just to address GD's like, oh, his wife died. I guess like Tom doesn't care about that. It's like, no, it's kind of like also her, like your daughter's mother died, and I feel like the parent's role is to like support a child and
Yes,
be involved.
for sure.
So I just don't know if I can get behind the
The
argument.
long and short of it is, right, is that you're coming at this as if he's like, oh man, I don't give a shit about that child. Goodbye. But he literally said, man, like it was a really difficult thing I had to do. I didn't want to leave. I've been a terrible father, I know, but I had to do it. So he totally knows that he did the wrong
He did a
thing,
bad.
kind of. But and that leads me to believe that he didn't have a choice in some, altruistic way or whatever the hell it might have been.
Yeah, fair enough.
So he know.
He know what he did.
No,
He
you
know
don't
what he-
care.
Yeah.
He care. He just also duty.
Duty.
As in, like, the baby would poop and he didn't want to deal with it, so that's why he left.
Oh, babies poop?
No,
I
no.
was not signed up for this. Get out of here.
Off to Britain.
I've never seen Von Zieks stand like that before. Maybe
Like he's summoning a stand.
Yeah, a little bit. Got the kind of like swagger, lean back a little bit. The 1st of November.
Here's my final draft of the opening address for tomorrow's proceedings.
Oh boy, I can't wait to find out that we're participating in those proceedings.
Oh, no.
That's the usual notice, less than 24 hours.
Absolutely.
Oh, my God. And it feels like Von Zieks is setting Strongheart up to be the prosecutor this time around.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
I've supplemented your original with the figures you asked for from the yard.
I see. Excellent work. Thank you.
You're welcome, my lord.
What's Lord Von Zieks doing here? You know, it's a great line out of context.
What?
I've seen the bottom of Von Zieks' boots more than the tops of them.
Yeah. Yeah, you have.
Like a lot more.
Like a lot more.
Interesting.
What's Lord Von Zieks doing here?
My, there seems to be an awful lot of tension in the air, wouldn't you say?
of the...
Juror number 2, here she comes.
romantic variety? This place is stifling enough as it is. We really don't need any more tension. Uh-oh. Oh.
My apologies. I didn't notice you come in. Your small stature and dark dress make you all but invisible to me.
Oh, no, it's entirely my fault for wearing black, I'm sure.
From now on, you must dress in white from head to toe whenever you come here.
Ooh, to represent my purity?
Sure. Whatever you say, sis.
I watched like a history of Japan thing a little bit on Netflix, and that was one of the things where one of the warlords like showed up to the I don't know, the head dude. I can't remember what it's called. That's much attention I was paying, but showed up with no, not quite. I don't think they were there yet. It was like daimyo or something they called them. Anyways, but yeah, he showed up in all white with just a short sword, basically saying like, "Yeah, I fucked up. I'm ready to die. So we're gonna do this or what?"
Huh.
Yeah.
Wow.
And did he die?
Actually, it was Date Masamune in that
No
case.
way!
Yeah.
Oh.
And I didn't know this, but yeah, like he apparently took out his own eye and wore an eye patch. The actor who played him in the reenactments kind of looked like, a little bit like Majima-ish, but yeah, just, you know, ponytail, eye patch, samurai sword. It was cool.
Kiryu-chan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Masamune was pretty freaking raw.
that's pretty neat.
Now then, Mr. Naruhodo.
Yes, my lord. I'm right here. Yeah, the one-eyed lord. One-eyed dragon, actually, I think they called him too. What are you? Or something. It's cool. Oh, kill me now.
Is something wrong? Perhaps it's a little too hot for you in here.
They really lean into it. God, it's just so hot.
It's so hot. There's so much
hot.
tension.
Oh, no, not at all. I mean, I've never experienced a room at such a perfect temperature.
If you're sure, the beads of sweat carving their way down your face seem to suggest otherwise.
Because of the daggers you're staring at me with mainly.
As you are no doubt aware, my International Forensic Science Symposium begins tomorrow. In fact, your father arrived in London earlier today, I hear, madame.
Oh, yes, that's right, my lord. He's extremely honored to have been invited, and we spilled many beans.
I'll leave the remaining preparations for the meeting room in your capable hands then, Lord Von Zeeks.
I will attend at once.
So dreamy.
He gave you a very cold stare as he left, didn't he?
Really? Felt super hot to me. I know, but I haven't done anything. Have I?
These past few days, my feet have barely touched the ground, I must say.
That's how Cosmo's father died. That's not very cool.
Oh, wow. Wow. Ah, no, I caught me off guard with that one.
Was that bad?
I don't know.
I don't know. It was clever.
Not where I went with it.
No.
Should I not? Should I keep those things in my brain next time?
No.
It's okay.
No, I think those are the ones you gotta let out, you know?
Okay.
My dedicated right hand of many years was recently put out of action in spectacular fashion.
Oh no, what happened?
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Is your left hand still of service?
Mr. Naruhodo! He's talking about Dr. Scythe!
Oh, of course. I'm terribly sorry about that. I was just,
Fear not. You've done nothing wrong. Dr. Scythe's own wrongdoing precipitated the situation. You needn't concern yourself with it any further.
That would be a lot easier to do if it weren't for the piercing stare you're giving me. Lord Von Zeeks is doing an admirable job of holding the fort. Though disturbingly, his apprentice has been missing since yesterday. Oh, missing.
What's become of Kazuma-sama now?
Like, does he know that we know?
We don't know that he knows that we know.
Yeah.
Could I show this to you, Lord Strongheart?
I'm the Lord Chief Justice. I'm not here to offer advice about evidence.
Oh,
Especially when the evidence in question is so dull.
Wow.
so that's the real reason.
If it was only cool evidence, like a sword, maybe he'd be like, wow, sword.
You couldn't read all these books even if you were reincarnated 6 times over as a bookworm.
That was a pretty interesting show.
First season.
First season, at least, yeah.
Can Lord Strongheart really have read all these?
Thinking about it, Father's study is full of books that look as though they've never been read too.
Oh, really?
Peddlers of books are forever pushing their wares on him, you see. And I think he's just too kind-hearted to refuse them.
There's a phrase for that in Britain. People would say they saw him coming.
It makes me wonder if perhaps the vast number of books on the shelves in here are a sign of Lord Strongheart's overwhelming kind-heartedness.
Oh, really? I'm not sure you could afford to have a kind heart if you had to keep Lord Von Zeeks in line. Could you? These very European suits of armor are still glaring at each other across the carpet, I see. In a way, they feel like guardians of the Lord Chief Justice's office.
I suppose. They're rather like the lion dogs that guard the shrines in Japan, aren't they?
Aren't they a bit too human to be called lion dogs?
Did you know that it's a dream of mine to keep 2 cats one day?
Oh, yeah? I feel as though we've gone off on a bit of a tangent, don't you?
They'd be called Inky and Blinky, and I'd love them very much.
What, not Masa and Mune?
I messed up.
Just sitting behind that desk must make you feel so important, don't you think?
Would you like to have an office like this, Mr. Naruhodo? With such a grand desk?
Who, me? No, I don't think so.
Oh?
Well, imagine if you suddenly found yourself needing the toilet. You'd have to go so far.
How true. Perhaps the important people who work in ostentatious offices like this haven't considered such things.
I'm going to take that as a compliment. Or maybe there's a toilet built into it.
Oh, that's why they
the
call it
highest.
a throne.
Yeah, it's the highest of class.
Yeah.
As ever, the enormous clock is diligently maintaining its rhythmical tick-tock today.
Watching machinery at work can be quite mesmerizing, can't it? Ironically, you can completely forget the time. What I particularly enjoy is watching the enormous wheels of a steam locomotive turning. When I was a little girl, Grandmother often used to take me to watch the railway engines, you know.
It's an open fire for me. I could sit and watch the flames for hours.
Mr. Naruhodo, we can install one in the office!
What?
An enormous wheel, turned by an enormous steam engine.
Perhaps we could start with a simple fireplace.
Dream big.
Not long ago, visitors to the Great Exhibition exceeded 30 million.
30 million? Are there even that many people in the world?
As a comparison, Mr. Naruhodo, the population of the imperial capital Tokyo is 2 million.
I will be opening the International Forensic Science Symposium in the exhibition's main auditorium. This event has been 2 years in the making. 2 years of preparations and negotiations with other countries.
It sounds like a tremendous achievement. Congratulations.
The 20th century will see the wholesale adoption of forensic investigation techniques. And cooperation between policing organizations around the globe will be essential. Which is why this landmark first symposium had to be hosted here, at the great heart of the Great British Empire. It's great. In order that Scotland Yard can become the leading investigative organization in the world.
He's the same as ever, I see. That passion of his is really quite something.
So this is sort of like the first Eurovision, but about forensics.
Wow.
Yes.
You're every bit as passionate in your own way, I'm sure, Mr. Naruhodo.
I'm the only person in this country who truly cares about a future that embraces forensic science. It was my intention to become Her Majesty's Attorney General and reform the Yard from the ground up. So the disgrace of the forensic investigation team has left me a bitter blow to my ambitions. Not that you had anything to do with that.
Stand user,
No.
Baroque Van Zeek's stand name, Red Wine.
Hey,
Yes.
stay
No.
close to me. Huh. Oh, shoot.
Nyan, I feel
Dark.
obligated to warn you with that comment of yours. It appears you might now have one foot in the grave.
Dark Iron! That's okay, I get knocked down, but I get up again. Thank you!
Don't let your words be silenced, Nyani. Let your words ring free, and if bodies or pants drop, so let them be.
Hey, Trev!
Thank
Thank you! Gosh, because sometimes I think things and I don't say them, and this time I thought things and I said them.
You just gotta be prepared to own it.
I will apologize in a YouTuber fashion.
Exactly. The most
I
sincere.
first established the forensic investigation team a year ago, experimentally to start with. With Dr. Scythe at the helm, it was steadily accruing an impressive record of achievement. I was on the verge of changing its name and elevating its status to a full-blown forensic investigation department.
And can you not do that now?
Obviously. Nobody wants to hear anything about it at the moment. Even I can't keep this story out of the papers. 6 million Londoners will be cursing forensic science now. This incident will set back our country's advancement in the field by a good 10 years, I'd say.
Unintended repercussions of our trial.
How did I do that?
I did
Simply
that.
couldn't have overlooked what happened, though.
Of course not. We should all be grateful to you both.
Should, but we aren't.
If I wasn't, I'd be a bad man. Anyway, I'll still reform this country's policing when I become Attorney General. This might delay my plans, but it won't alter them. Nothing will stand in my way.
Sorry, I just got you.
Gotta check. He's gotta check.
Bum, bum.
We were doing our job.
We were better than anyone anticipated. We're making all the other defense lawyers look really bad in comparison.
Wait. There are other defense lawyers?
I would maybe there
What?
are.
Are you sure? I'm pretty sure we're the only one. I've been here for a long time, and I've never seen
Never
one.
met a single other
No.
defense lawyer.
About Lord Von Zeke's apprentice.
Ah, yes. That came as a surprise to me, I must say, that you and he are old friends.
How did he become an apprentice to Lord Von Zeke's in the first place?
It came about 3 months ago. An unidentified Asian man was apprehended by border police. They found him hiding aboard a large goods vessel.
away! So he stowed away to get here.
He had no papers to identify him, no passport, and he was suffering from amnesia too. Other than the fact he was clearly of Eastern descent, there were no clues as to who he was. So I made him a prosecutor. I thought it'd make a really cool backstory. That's literally what he says.
Oh my god.
Yeah, well.
Okay.
Strong heart!
For no
So-
other reason, I guess.
Yeah. I decided to assign him to Lord Von Zeeks. That way I could keep an eye on him. But then... Why the mask?
Oh.
I didn't want to burden Lord Von Zeeks with tiresome explanations about why he had an Eastern apprentice. Because it would be so much easier to explain why he was wearing a mask?
He's just an eccentric.
He's proving to be a great help to Lord Von Zeeks. I have high hopes for his future. By the way, do you know where he's gone? If I did, would he be missing? No idea. But I believe he's left London for the time being.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh.
I take it you also didn't know that the man's father was one of our country's most infamous criminals, I mean. Genshin Asogi. When we learned from that trial 8 days ago, or what we learned from that trial 8 days ago was a huge shock. Impact. Finding out my friend's father was... Ah, yes. Genshin Asogi. The professor case 10 years ago caused a great stir here in Britain.
They were such awful murders and unprecedented, using a ferocious dog as a murder weapon.
Oh. And no one would have believed the culprit was a foreign student invited to study here by the government. So the true identity of the killer couldn't be made public then, and can't be made public now. Nobody in your country knows it was him, and neither do the citizens of London.
The main motivation was to avoid aggravating relations between our two nations at the time. I understand.
Correct. However, it has to be noted that there were some supporters of the professor's apparent cause. What? Supporters of a mass murderer? The majority of the man's victims were a blight on the aristocracy of the day. Somewhat ironically, the deaths actually benefited society as a whole. Or so a fair few thinkers in London believed anyway. Right, I see. But it was still murder, wasn't it?
It seems very similar, doesn't it? To the idea of the Reaper of the Bailey.
That's it. That's a weird way to end a conversation. I guess we might be missing a piece of evidence or something because he doesn't want to hear about that. That's for sure. And I'm pretty sure I examined just about everything. So I guess we'll just walk away.
Guess
and
we're gonna walk away.
We're gonna walk away.
We're
and
leaving.
We'll see you later.
Goodbye, Lord. Unless there's something else you want to talk about. No.
Well,
Okay, we're leaving this place
leaving.
now.
yeah, because usually it's like, you know, someone that's like, I need to be leaving. Okay, bye.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Oh my god.
The spade is still here. Look.
Please, Mr. Naruhodo, it's not a spade, as I think you well know. It's a shovel.
Didn't take long to reignite that old argument.
Oh, I have an idea. Let's give the implement a name, like Professor Hairbrain named his tools.
Ooh, I never thought of doing that.
From now on, then, let's call it Renosuke.
What?
Thought they were gonna call it David.
David Spade.
David Shovel. What are you talking about?
Susato. No. It's clearly much more of a Susato. Susato shovel. Shovel Susato. The old argument has taken on a new and unexpected turn, it seems.
I think we should name it Genshin, and then I can impact it with your face.
Oh no! Oh, savagery.
Whenever you serve me tea, it always takes me back to Japan.
I like how they have just one tatami mat that they make tea on and have a nice little time.
I know you're not particularly fond of the bitter taste, are you? So I do always try to pick out the less bitter matcha for you.
She does often serve up an unusually mellow blend, it's true. But the anticipation of the taste in your mouth makes me bitterly worried anyway. Bitterly.
It is very difficult for you, isn't it?
Bitterly. Bitterly.
The steam is rising gently from the kettle as always.
Yes. It doesn't feel right somehow unless it is. But the steam has an unusual scent today.
Perhaps the sweet potatoes that I brought back from Japan are with me already. Oh, Mr. Naruhodo, I heard that, you know.
Tears of joy, Miss Sasato. From my mouth.
Drooling, my mouth is crying.
Oh no, my mouth is crying.
My mouth is crying happy tears.
You see, I've been keeping my desk beautifully covered in papers as always.
You really must tidy it all up, Mr. Naruhodo. No more excuses.
But Miss Sasato, the way I see it, all these papers are building up my desk like this are a reminder of my wonderfully diverse daily life. I like to leave them as they are, so I never forget how lucky I am to have such varied experiences.
In that case, you should definitely have a thorough tidy. Then you'll be able to see your papers building up all over again and feel that joy renewed.
Still can't beat her in an argument, even though I'm the lawyer here. It's because she's right. That Daruma doll is winking at me, look. I wonder when he'll finally get the other eye filled in.
Yes, I wonder.
Well, you should know, Sasato-san. I entrusted the task to you.
The truth is, I have already decided when it will be.
What? Really? When?
That's my little secret.
Oh, they better not just not with that thing, otherwise I'll be.
Oh no, you know that's gonna be in the ending scenes. They're gonna They're gonna talk about, and that is how my time in Britain came to an end, and then
she just plonks it on our grave.
Just boop. Okay.
It's a lovely photograph that we took together when I had to leave London, though it was a sad day. But I happily have the same photograph on display in my room at home, you know.
Now that we're all back together again, it would be nice to take a new photograph.
Oh yes, that would be wonderful if only we had not already done that literally earlier today, but sure, another one.
How many photographs do you need? Britain's Instagram models. That is such a cute little desk with an orange and a flower.
Wow. My desk is just as it was before I left.
Sumi ink and a calligraphy brush. Even though we're in England now. That strikes me as typically you, Miss Sasato. And typically not you at the same time.
Well, I do enjoy all the wonderful new things that come out of the West in the Cultural Revolution, of course. But I'm not ready to give up my brush just yet.
And anyway... Oh, Sasato-san can write more about, can write more neatly with a brush than most people can with a pen.
Practice makes perfect, as they say.
Does the title of this stream have Tums in it?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's why.
I was very confused.
Yeah. So Tempest says Tums is smut backwards.
Okay.
And then, yeah.
Tums. I hope you guys can stomach this chapter cause it's a scandalous one.
That makes lots of sense.
Yeah.
Lots of sense.
Thanks, Not Salad.
Oh.
Thank you.
I forgot.
Nyanny doesn't even get his own jokes. So thank you.
I don't know.
I didn't know he changed the title.
I change Tom's name every day.
Yeah, because I was like, it's too weird that someone else randomly in chat is talking about Tums. Is this some, like, freaking TikTok that I don't know about?
What are the kids doing today?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I just thought Tums because I'm like, you take my heartache away.
Oh.
It's really sweet.
Was listening on 2x speed trying to catch, which I did high, but Strong Heart's theme on 2x is kind of a bop NGL.
Wow, YouTube on 2 times speed while high. That's crazy.
Angry is.
Wow.
Oh, hi as in hello.
Ah.
Oh, there it is. Oh.
When YouTube goes back to regular speed, is time moving really slow right now?
Your room across the hall is undisturbed, of course. I don't suppose I'd be permitted to see inside now that you're back, though, would I?
You know very well that only Iris is allowed inside.
Yes, I heard you two giggling together in there again last night.
You can visit Mr. Sholmes in his room, Mr. Naruto.
Last time I did that, he tried to convince me to drink some strange concoction he'd mixed up.
Hey, Ryunosuke. We want to see a dead body. What?
Do I?
All the sea life seem very content in there, I must say.
I've noticed something recently, actually. The anemones breed at an extraordinary rate.
Oh, really?
It's a mystery why the whole seabed isn't buried in a mountain of them, actually.
Oh, how splendid! That really is a mystery, isn't it?
I wish there was someone here to explain Sato-san's strange reaction to that.
I used to love feeding sea anemones. He'd crush up a barnacle, put it in there. They go, spit out the shells. I just love sea anemones. They're really cool. They're my friends.
I've never seen a sea anemone.
You've never seen a sea anemone?
IRL? No, I don't
Oh, wow. We should go on an ocean adventure one day.
Yeah, I mean, I like this idea.
You know what they say.
What?
An enemy of my friend is an enemy of mine.
And I'm friends with the sea. I only use biodegradable straws.
What?
You know they use pasta as straws in some places?
They're actually doing that more now because
Incredible.
they decompose.
So well, and they're not like awful like the paper ones.
Yeah.
And they're a nice snack.
It's good news that Professor Mikutoba arrived safely, isn't it? Honestly, the paper straws for liquids are fine. It's like, it's icy drinks that they make no sense in.
Yes, it's wonderful. And the fact that Father has been invited to this important international event really makes me very proud to be his daughter.
Your father, Judge Jikoku, us, and Kazuma, of course. There's an ever-increasing number of Japanese here in Britain's capital, isn't there?
Well, yes, I suppose so. But London does have a population of 6 million people, so I think we're still a minority.
Sasato-san's father, who came here as a visiting student 16 years ago, and Kazuma. It's almost as if some great power has been at work, drawing them here across the ocean to London. And I feel as though the waters are starting to swell again now. Well, that didn't exactly tell me what to do.
We talked about something completely different.
But okay. I'll just start wandering around.
Cool. The mask.
Oh, it is there. He's collecting things.
Interesting. Oh, no. I said...
No!
Of all the random fucking things.
It's the German baby.
What was that?
A man screaming in a most unflattering way.
Do you think... Could it have been Mr. Sholmes?
Oh my, I do hope not.
Oh, no.
I don't do it anymore.
Are they? Oh.
Who are they?
Okay. Guten Tag?
I think that they might be. I don't do it anymore.
I don't do it
Apparently
anymore.
they're Italian.
Italian. Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know.
Little guy's Italian.
Little boy. I don't.
Italian and French. Oh, good. Oh, good.
Which one of you is more Italian and which one of you is more French?
What?
Well,
How's it getting dumped on me?
I say, which one of you? Oh my goodness.
I don't do crying children
Okay.
anymore.
Okay. Not ever since.
Not since the incident.
Nyanny, which one would you rather be, Italian or would you rather be French?
I will be whatever you want to not be.
Do the little one.
I do the little one.
You want me to do the little one?
Do the little one.
Oh, okay.
I don't do it anymore.
Yeah, that's it.
Mon ami. Stop this disgraceful display, huh?
Who are these people? Look at their hair. It's bright red.
I think they must be clients of Mr. Sholmes. Right, you two. You're coming with me now. Down to the clink.
Oh.
No, not in prison. It's a dark and damp and I don't like it.
Buff the darkness, it is my friend. I am not scared.
But you are always scared of the dark.
Shut your mouth, you you idiot. I will sit here quietly in the dark and plan our next daring escape.
Sleepy, you idiot. Well, I don't know, Ren.
What were you saying? I cut you off like twice.
No, I think it was just.
I plan a daring escape.
No, heist.
Heist.
Oh, you were saying heist.
Our next heist.
A next daring heist.
Oh.
Well, tough. We'll finish this down at the yard. Now get moving.
Aw.
Bye then, Ginny. Have fun. Yeah, thanks, Iris. And thanks, you great detective.
Well, case solved. All wrapped up.
We'll
Never
never
seen
see
them
those
again.
three.
Gina makes a fine detective herself, doesn't she? Oh, Susie and Runo.
Wow, Nyani, great Chris Pratt voice.
Thanks. Look forward to it in the upcoming Mario movie.
It's me, Mario. Hey, mushroom.
Were we talking about this on stream? That I really thought it was going to be a live action movie?
Oh, wow. That would have been a whole
That's why I was
other
like,
kind of
oh,
mess.
come on.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
I like the scene where Mario takes off his shirt to get some plumbing done.
Hello, Iris. Welcome home. Or we're home? We're home. This is your home. Never mind.
Well, did you find your daddy?
That's my... Isn't that my line? Oh, wait. Never mind. I know the answer to that.
Yes, we arrived at the hotel just before he and his friend. Oh, well, that's great news. I hope I'll get to see my daddy again soon. Yes, of course.
Dr. John H. Wilson.
So, Iris, all that remains now is that greatest of problems known to man.
How to fart in public.
Oh! But before we concern ourselves with that, I believe some tea is in order, don't you say, my dear fellows?
Did you dye your hair to, like, infiltrate their ranks or something?
I dyed all my hair red. All of it. All of it.
I heard you the first time.
Is something wrong, Mr. Naruhodo? Do I have
Looks
a
good,
crumb
though.
or such like on my face?
Not so much on your face as on your head, I'd say.
Come along then, everyone. I've brewed a lovely special blend. Time for tea. Whatever is going on here today?
It's okay, Sasato. Don't worry about it. I think it's a red herring.
That was a sensible chuckle that I hope is true.
Absolutely.
In that case, let us sit down and drink now. For I am in fact expecting a guest later today. So about your hair?
Yeah, right. I finally managed to remember this behemoth's name. The Great Analytoscope.
I don't think it was here when I left for Japan, was it?
Oh, is that right?
It was wrong, but close enough. Yes, because it was with the pawnbroker.
Of course.
Oh, that's given me a wonderful idea. I could pawn everything that's on your desk. The office would be tidy at last.
Don't even joke about it, Mrs. Sato. You are joking, right? 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 Nothing particular of note. There's all sorts on these shelves. Chemistry apparatus, books, papers, and lots of things I've never seen before. It's all heaped up so high, I can't help feeling that the whole lot is going to topple at any moment.
It looks as though it might topple, and yet it doesn't. The epitome of Mr. Sholmes' brilliance.
I don't get it. As it happens, I'm quite well practiced when it comes to stacking shelves myself. Just the other day, the shelf in my office finally gave way under the strain, though.
It looks as though it might topple, and it does. Yep, that's the epitome of your disarray.
I really don't get it. I just don't.
I just don't get it.
This is Mr. Sholmes' famous violin. The one he found being sold for a song at a pawnbrokery. What's it called again? A shoddy something?
Oh yes, this wonderful instrument is featured in the adventures of Sherlock Holmes. Whoops. Sherlock Holmes! It's a world-famous Stradivarius!
Strata what?
Stradivarius, Mr. Naruhodo.
Stragavor. Trogdor!
I want a violin rendition of Trogdor.
Trogdor! Are you even trying now?
We'll come back to this another time, I think. What's Trogdor? Trogdor was a man.
No.
What?
He was a dragon. No, actually, he was a man.
No, maybe he was just a dragon.
Whatever. He was Trogdor!
The mask Cosimo wore when he was assigned to Lord Von Zeeks as his apprentice. When he cast it aside after the trial the other day, I just sort of picked it up.
We ought to give it back to him, I suppose.
But he has his memory back now, doesn't he? And I can't help feeling he might turn around and tell me coldly to wear it myself.
But isn't he your best friend?
That's how best friends talk to each other. They're all like, yo, I hate you. Just kidding.
Put this mask on so I can look at her.
Yeah.
Standing around you. My eye is always drawn to this big metal chest that Mr. Sholmes and Iris use as a coffee table.
Isn't it where Iris keeps her very important papers?
Very important papers. So important. It is. So you'd think that they treat it with more care, really. But only the other day, I saw Mr. Sholmes kick it.
Oh no!
I suppose something must have been frustrating him.
What a shame to mistreat the furniture, though. Was it damaged?
The chest was fine, but Mr. Sholmes's was, Mr. Sholmes's. But Mr. Sholmes was doubled up on the floor for almost 10 minutes.
Oh dear. That is a painful tale.
When furniture bites back.
All these redheads on today's stream. Has GD finally taken over the channel?
Ooh, my mom dyed her hair red pretty much all of my life.
Wow.
Because she wanted to be a redhead so bad.
Oh.
This looks like last week's edition.
What's that article circled in red ink here?
It's an advertisement column. It says, "To the Red-Headed League."
The Red-Headed League? What's that?
I don't know. I've never heard of it before, but...
Is something on my face?
Ryunosuke, you're very smart, Mr. Sholmes. Herlock, oh now you got me red in the face. Ryunosuke, it's not just red on your face.
Dark iron!
Everywhere.
Some people blush with their cheeks, ears. He blushes with his hair.
Stares at Nyan. I'm starting to think you're doing this on purpose.
The Conan Doyle estate! I didn't do anything on purpose. I just transposed some letters by accident. Thank you.
Tom and Claby like make fun US for saying that name which rhymes with Herlock Sholmes, again. I dare you. I double hound of Baskervilles dare you.
And if you want to see my face get eaten by dogs, you can watch Resident Evil 2 happening after the stream.
Look at that.
That's the sound of a Segway. I've never been on a Segway before.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pikes Peak!
Clearly this has something to do with that lively hair. Da-da-da-da! The Red-Headed League article.
I can't wait to read that.
I know.
What is it about? Who goes there?
I do like this fireplace. It's one of the best things I've seen since we arrived in the country, in fact. Although, I do yearn for a Japanese kotatsu. Putting your legs under a warm, blanketed table is so comforting.
Do be careful, Mr. Naruhodo. Don't mistakenly put your feet in the fire, will you?
Wow.
You'd suffer terrible burns, you know, on your feet.
I worry sometimes about how Sasato-san sees me.
Inept.
Felt like a threat.
Ouch. We have a kotatsu in the studio for right now.
He's right there. I always worry you guys are going to step back and fall over and
Nah, we don't step back.
break your butt.
We just like,
Either way, I'd probably just sit on it. You could probably support me.
yeah.
We made it out of an IKEA table, and by we, I mean Clay. Clay made the whole thing. I was there for moral support. I said, good job, you could do it.
Good job.
Ah, yes. Mr. Sholmes' curious collection of trinkets from the various mysteries he solved.
It's one of my favorite parts of this room, full of items with such exciting tales to tell, and I do believe he's added to it since I last looked. Now there's a mysterious Prince-nez, a mysterious little box, a mysterious horseshoe, a mysterious biscuit.
I think that last one might just be one of Iris's unfinished snacks. Unfinished snacks.
Dark Iron. I was there for moral support, Tom. I was there for immoral support.
You know me.
Iris's pretty little tea set is out here beautifully as ever. Look!
Well, it's only by carefully taking care of a tea set that you can make good tea.
Is that a roundabout way of telling me that I need to tidy my desk?
Oh, Mr. Naruhodo, you do overthink things at times.
How dare you!
That's Iris's wonderful collection of medicines, potions, and chemicals. Just look at all those little bottles she squeezed onto the shelves.
Yes, and there are charming little ribbons tied around the bottles too. But the labels aren't quite so charming, are they? This one here reads, Deadly Poison.
Oh, I've been so excited about the idea of helping Iris with her experiments, you know.
Just try to avoid any bottles labeled Deadly Poison or Highly Explosive.
Good call.
If I've remembered correctly, this large and imposing lump of iron is called a typewriter.
To think that every single one of the adventures of Herlock Sholmes blossomed from this very machine. Oh, it's such a dreamy thought. Wow.
I've actually had to go on it the other day. The metal bars that move when you hit the keys get all tangled up somehow, and it made Iris angry.
Mr. Naruhodo, you're ruining my dreamy thoughts. Please don't do that again.
Now I've made Sasato-san angry as well.
I used to love playing with a typewriter.
Oh, really?
It was so much fun. Like
I hear they jam quite easily.
They do if you type too quickly,
Yeah.
which is why the keyboard's layouts are as they are.
Why QWERTY was invented.
To
It was
slow people down.
invented to slow us down.
Oh, people are going to tell you to look at that green board. There it is. I told you.
This blackboard is where Iris scribbles her latest ideas, isn't it? Let's see. Oh, she seems to have drawn a little stick figure all lined up. Look.
Cheap apples at the market is what all of them say.
What? The little figures can speak!
All your questions would be answered if only you would read this month's Rants magazine.
So I'm the only one who can't make any sense of this?
Inside jokes that you're not a part of because you're not part of the fandom. Just like when Bill Homestuck did that thing.
Wait, what?
I don't know anything about Homestuck.
Well, I guess we have.
On account of the bequest of the late Ezekiah?
Ezekai?
Ezekiah?
Hopkins.
Of Lebanon, PA, USA. There is now another vacancy open which entitles a member of the League of a salary to £4 a week for purely nominal services. All red-headed men who are of sound mind and body above the age of 21 years are eligible. Comply in person the morning of 31st of... Oh.
Ah.
Just get
This.
£4 if you're redheaded? Okay.
So let's go buy some hair dye.
Yeah.
£4 a week? $16 a month? I've done more for less.
Highly pleasurable indeed.
Mm-hmm.
Highly pleasurable indeed.
Oh.
Yes. Your two visitors.
Is £4 a lot? Yes.
A lot.
In this time, it's quite a lot.
I mean,
like
a government grant for
$300?
technology was only £10.
Right?
Yes, I know it wasn't. It's a funny joke. Don't laugh.
Ha 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 ha!
How much could one grant cost? £10.
Mr. Sholmes, who were the two gentlemen that were here before?
Oh, just a pair of petty criminals. Nothing of significance. Of course, they have to make a living somehow. And when the mood takes me, I am willing to turn a blind eye to all manner of infractions.
When the mood takes you?
All manner of infractions?
But when such fellows set their sights on Mr. Herlock Sholmes, well, that's when their luck runs out.
Oh my! You were the target of a crime, Mr. Sholmes?
But I quickly devised a plan to entrap them and deliver them to our young detective ally.
You should have asked Rexy to come too. We could have had an arresting tea party.
I did send word, but no answer was forthcoming.
No!
The man is consummately in the wrong place at the wrong time. There's a word for it, I'm sure.
Dead.
Aha! I have it! A bungler. Yes, that's the word. Bungler.
That's so is a Gregson thing, isn't it?
Chat, are you all bunglers? I just want to know.
It's a good job he's not here to hear you say that. So those redheads have been up to no good.
I wonder what the men did.
If I did my math right, that's about 900 Canadian dollars in today's money a week just for being redheaded. Damn.
Man.
I mean, if that's not a pyramid scheme, then... Probably go around selling hair dye or something. What was it about the greatest of problems known to man that you mentioned before?
Is it another fiendishly intricate case, Mr. Sholmes?
How should I best explain it? Are you aware of the theory of evolution by natural selection, perchance?
Actually, I think the best way to explain it is through song!
Ha ha!
Have you heard of evolution?
Darwin, he is tootin'. Well, I think I've heard talk of it somewhere. Possibly.
It's a revolutionary scientific theory that was newly proposed 40 years ago now.
Newly proposed 40 years ago?
According to its author, Mr. Darwin, we humans, we were once apes who lived treetops.
Wait, what? We were
How
apes?
come I have to sing?
I was singing.
Indeed. And from the very moment those apes descended from the canopy to live as humans, it has been our lot to be at the mercy of the greatest problem known to man.
Our lot? What is this great problem, Mr. Sholmes?
Why is it not obvious, my dear madame? The problem of rent.
The musical?
My favorite song in the musical Rent is the one that goes, "We're not going to pay rent. Rent, 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 rent,
Rent.
We're not going to pay rent."
I had to look this up.
Riga.
Pince nez, a pair of eyeglasses with a nose clip instead of earpieces.
Oh, Riga!
That
You gave us a gift on your birthday. I love that.
Thank you. I actually I had a pair of that in the original Final Fantasy 14.
They're so cool.
They were just tiny little
goggles, nose goggles.
rose-colored. Yeah.
Oh, so good.
Yeah, they were pink.
Viewed the world through rose-colored glasses.
I did.
Wow.
It was really funny. I was a little dude with my little glasses. Very smart.
Reading books. Telling DPS to get out of shit. Or you're not getting healed.
It's also pronounced pants-nay. Pants-nay!
I say that all the time.
Yeah, a lot of practice on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Clap your hands if you're not wearing pants right now.
I am. Because I'm not a filthy animal.
Have fun in your prison. Your pants prison.
Leg prison!
But did you not receive a rather large sum of money from Madame Suspels only the other day?
Pshaw! A large sum? Huh. One potted herb for Iris and a new motor car for me later, and all of it has been quite disappeared, I assure you.
A potted plant for Iris and a motor car. That reminds me of the time my grandma got me and my sister Christmas presents. She got my sister a package of underwear and me a whole new bed.
Nice.
Honestly, Hallie, you know you've squandered it.
Yes, well, anyway, 2 days ago, I discovered the answer to man's greatest problem. For the coming month, at least.
We kill the landlord. And what was the answer?
She's sweet. Don't do that.
Why, there is a substantial clue before your very eyes.
Don't tell me. Let me see.
Humans are sorry creatures, unable to see what is in front of their noses. Let me give you some assistance. Don't look, but observe me very closely. There is one particular feature about my personage that has changed. You should notice it in the end, I think.
In the end, it doesn't really matter. It's been stabbing me in both eyes right from the very beginning of our conversation. Stabbing.
I think we might need another clue before we uncover the full answer, Mr. Naruhodo.
I don't think we do.
Thanks for the hint. I'll be tearing my hair out if this charade goes on much longer. The lie you told. Well, honestly, to forward the current conversation, I think I probably have to do this. Take that! It looks as though someone circled an advertisement in this paper, Mr. Sholmes.
To the Red-Headed League? Does that strike you in some way?
I was thinking that just maybe it might be related to your bright red hair.
So, at last you've learnt to apply my methods, Mr. Naruhodo.
Sorry?
In the first instance, and quite indispensable, observation!
Believe me, I could have seen that hair with my eyes shut.
So then, allow me to regale you with the details of my latest exploits.
Regale or boast? The Red-Headed League. So, what is the Red-Headed League? Which seems to be the subject of the advertisement you've circled. In red, coincidentally.
Oh, you noticed it in the paper then? That, my dear fellow, was going to be the source of this month's rent payment.
It was? How?
According to the advertisement, the Red-Headed League is a distinguished institution of fellows of unspecified governance. In fact, the only condition for becoming a member is having red hair.
That doesn't entirely surprise me.
But Listen to what the lucky redheads receive once they join. An unconditional salary of £4 a week.
Oh my, £4 a week?
But why? What are they paying people for?
That I don't know. No details are given in the advertisement.
But surely every redheaded person in the country would be flocking to join in that case.
You're right, Susie. There's no time to lose. I'll put in my application at once.
So will I. I just... on the off chance.
That might be stretching a point, I think.
The trouble is, we have a very fixed number of members, you see.
Oh, I see. So once a certain number of people have joined, no one else can.
But as luck would have it, one member recently passed away.
Woohoo! I mean, oh no.
It wasn't a particularly lucky day for the redhead in question, I feel, Mr. Sholmes.
So you decided to try and join in his place.
Correct. I mean, look at me. Have you ever seen such a red-headed fellow?
No.
So why? Why did it have to go so wrong?
What on earth happened?
A blunder, Mr. Naruhodo, though it pains me to admit it.
I believe it's pronounced boner.
I've made a very large boner.
What did you
Everyone
actually
laughed at it.
do to your hair, Mr. Sholmes?
I'm glad you asked, Miss Susato. What you see atop my head is neither dyed nor a hairpiece.
And apparently boner was a term for a blunder.
In the
Back in the
past,
day.
yeah.
Batman laughed at the Joker's boner
Ah,
at one point.
He did. He
He
did.
did.
Wow. Ouch.
I changed the color of my hair overnight. By the wonders of chemistry.
Chemistry?
Yes. I was conducting some research into a method of rejuvenating spent tea leaves, and in the course of my work, I stumbled upon a potion that, when taken, turns one's hair a flame-like red. Would you like to try it? It'll make every hair on your body perfectly crimson.
Wow, you're right.
Every hair.
I think I'll pass.
But Mr. Sholmes, is it quite safe to drink? Surely it's bad for you, isn't it?
Oh, amateurs are always hampered by such fears.
Oh, I never should have doubted you, Mr. Sholmes. You mean to say?
But of course. To earn £4 a week, one must be prepared to turn a blind eye to a little danger.
That degree of red signals more than just a little danger, surely.
So anyway, Harley left full of confidence yesterday with his new red hair. For the park on Lime Street where the Red-Headed League was interviewing prospective new members.
On Lime Street?
So what went wrong?
The whole park was choked with red-headed folk like a coaster's orange barrow.
It'd be funny if, like, slowly through this
Costas.
conversation, Sholmes' eyes are just getting redder and redder.
I queued for 8 hours solid before at last I reached the front. It was delightful. I loved it. But when the panel of interviewers saw me, they immediately said, "Ah, Mr. Herlock Sholmes, are you in disguise to conduct an investigation?"
Yeah, that makes sense.
Very famous. Very famous.
So naturally, I had no choice but to reply, "Shh! Don't give me away!" After which, I could do little else but turn and leave. Then this morning, when I looked in the mirror, irritation stirred within me. So I turned that pair into the police.
So you got mad and just arrested people?
Yes.
I don't think that's okay.
This is not okay.
Oh dear, what a disaster for Hurley and those two redheads.
Huh. The lie you told.
Mr. Sholmes, isn't it about time you told us the truth? Just over a week ago, you said to us,
I will now tell you something of the first importance, my dear fellow. Great detectives are wont to lie. It will serve you well to remember that.
That case aboard the SS Buria in January. Kazuma wasn't killed. And you knew he wasn't dead at the time. So what was really going on?
The fellow was unconscious for a very long time. If he hadn't regained consciousness when he did, his life would have been in mortal peril. Of course, a side effect of the prolonged comatose state was amnesia, as you now know. It was a simple enough task to silence the crew.
But how?
After they'd carried him out of the cabin, I assembled them in the lobby area. Then I made them swear to leave him unconscious and have him unlaid from the ship in Hong Kong as a murdered corpse.
And that worked?
Oh, how horrible.
Yeah, I've never known a crew to just be so willing to do crimes.
It was necessary to find some material with which to persuade the crewmen to keep their word, of course.
But why? Why do it in the first place?
I will be at liberty to elaborate in due course. But for the time being, I would like to reassure you. I didn't foresee subsequent events.
What events?
His disappearance in Hong Kong.
Oh,
I believe I may have made a gross error of judgment.
Mr. Sholmes. Ding-a-ling-a-ling.
Hey,
Ding-a-ling.
Aha! Here is my guest now, my latest client with money to spend.
Money! Wait, what?
Oh, I do hope it's an exciting case, Hurley.
Remember, Iris, we are at present gripped by the greatest problem known to man. I must be willing to accept any case, no matter how unstimulating. Save locating a runaway, of course.
Don't spare anyone's feelings, will you?
I'm desperate, but I'm not going to look for your friend. Jeez, get off my back.
I know you don't have any money.
Oh dear, I'm afraid that Hurley can lack a little tact, especially just before the rent is due.
Whoa! Wow! Oh, damn!
It's juror number 2! This is just Nyan Tums.
And behind this door is juror number 2!
he loves
Mr. Oh, wait, what was her voice? She was, how much could it cost? Oh, Mr. Sholmes, Mr. Herlock Sholmes, please, oh, please.
Nice.
Explain it through some the Donkey Kong 3D cartoon. Dances awkwardly when the coconut is mine, then you'll feel this pirate's scorn.
Dark Iron!
You know, I only saw a little bit of the Donkey Kong cartoon, but I thought it was pretty good, actually.
I forget that exists every so often until it's brought up, and I'm like, oh yeah, that was a thing.
Yeah, but was it really bad? I don't know.
I don't recall either. There was memes. I know there's memes.
So if Iris were to drink this potion, would that make her the red-headed stepchild?
Nope, still an orphan.
Oh, she doesn't know yet. Ooh. Ooh.
Please find my husband. He's run away.
What?
Throw her out the window.
Kazuma got
Right
married?
out the window.
That
Oh,
quickly? Damn! Awkward.
To upset me.
I beg your pardon.
Never mind, a personal matter. My apologies. What exactly are you trying to say, Mr. Naruhodo?
I didn't say a word!
Come, my dear madame, be seated. Iris, some tea, if you please.
Of course.
Cause it's gonna be spelled. What's the matter, Miss Sasato?
Oh, it's just that gentlewoman. I feel sure I've seen her somewhere before. Very recently.
Yes, she's one of the 30 people that live in London. Yes, now that you've come to mention it.
Evie.
Evie.
I bet her husband's name is Adam.
Oh.
As I explained earlier, my new name is Evie Vigil. I implore you to take the case, sir. Money is no object. Simply name your figure.
Money and wealth are of little consequence to me, madame.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
Being offered a case to solve is reward enough.
Oh. The lie detector's broken. It exploded.
Oh, Mr. Sholmes, you are the picture of benevolence.
Oh, no, not that I'm doing it for free. No. I'm just saying they don't really matter to me. You're still gonna pay me, though.
Yeah.
I care not for worldly possessions, however, I do want to pay the rent. I will, of course, make a mental note of your offer, however, for contingent reasons. I trust you will remember your words also.
If I might inquire, sir. This gentleman and lady would be...
Oh, me?
What I'm about to tell you, I should like to communicate in the strictest confidence, you understand.
Ah, these are my friends. I assure you, you may say before this pair anything which you may say to me.
Ooh, thank you.
Oh, I see.
I can vouch for the gentleman personally, after all. He is hard of hearing.
Why did I ever get my hopes up?
She does not recognize us. How?
Mrs. Vigil,
She was too busy writing fan fictions.
would you mind casting your eyes over this?
Oh, my poor Daly! Where have you gone? What has become of you? I'm afraid she's too worried about her husband to pay any attention, Mr. Naruhodo.
Either that,
Oh, daily vigil.
or she doesn't want to be bothered with me.
And evening vigil, Evie.
Oh my god. We're learning all kinds of things about
I just
this
realized.
family. What?
In this position, it kind of looks like Susato has a little
Oh yeah.
knife hairpin
little
sticking out of
knife.
her.
Oh,
There. Little boop, little knife. Mrs. Vigil, Mr. Vigil. Forgive me for asking, Mrs. Vigil, but have we met somewhere before? Quite recently, perhaps?
Oh, my!
Pshaw, my dear fellow, what is your intention? Clearly you have no ability to differentiate the facial features of the English. If you wish to invite the lady to tea, you must do so in a more gentlemanly fashion.
Is it possible that you're the nice young lawyer from the trial I attended last week?
I knew I recognized her! How much could one grant cost? I hope.
To have a man's fate in the palm of one's hand. Oh, gosh, oh, golly. Oh, it sends shivers down my spine.
That's the line we went with, huh? Well, glad to hear someone had a good time. I didn't quite recognize her because she's acting so differently now.
I like how she has a braid going like basically all the way down her body.
I know, right? It's kind of nice.
It must be very difficult for you as a lawyer, being hard of hearing, I mean.
What? Pardon?
Oh dear, I'm so sorry. Don't worry if you can't hear. It was frippery, really. Nothing more.
Frippery. Now look what you started, Mr. Sholmes. Thank you very much.
I believe it would be prudent for you to sit quietly in the corner.
Yes. Actually, let me carry this whole conversation for you instead.
Tell us about your husband, madame.
Mr. Vigil, my Daly is 40 years of age. I have a photograph here.
40?
Wow, how'd you pull up my freaking
Yeah.
high school portrait?
Wow. This is definitely like 13 or 31.
Yeah. An entirely unremarkable gentleman. My appearance, at least.
Wow. Killing everybody today.
How long have you been married?
It will be 15 years this year. We have a cordial relationship, and my husband's income is more than adequate, so we live quite comfortably.
It is as it would appear. I need only look at you to know these things.
Oh gosh!
Your dress is the latest style, your hat clearly regularly groomed, and your eyes are animated. In short, you have no inklings as to why your husband might have disappeared, correct?
That's right. He's a kind man with a strong sense of loyalty, and he rather dotes on me.
Which would point out to the possibility that he has become embroiled in some incident or other.
Oh, that is exactly what I fear must have happened, Mr. Sholmes. Oh, I'm quite beside myself. My husband's employment is somewhat unusual, you see. What if he's incurred some miscreant's ill will?
What exactly is your husband's line of work?
Money laundering?
He's a warder at the prison.
A guard? That is somewhat unusual. Prison warder. Like, I know what the phrase "to be beside oneself" means, but I've never really understood, like, why.
Why?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, is it
I'm beside
myself
with
because you can be like, you know, beside yourself with grief, or you know, beside yourself like
With joy.
I was beside
Does it mean
myself.
you're like feeling it 2 times hard?
Like, maybe? I don't know, because it usually just means like to me it just means like
A lot.
I can't do anything. Like it's just I'm overwhelmed, kind of. I guess.
Maybe
So
it's
I'm
like
just
an out-of-body
beside-
I'm beside
experience.
myself with whatever. And it's just like what? Yeah, like I don't know.
Chat, why?
So, your husband is a prison warder.
That's right, yes. Well, in actual fact, he's the chief warder.
Indeed, I see. Well, chief prison warder certainly qualifies as something of a specialist occupation.
Yes, it does indeed. My poor husband must prepare those dreadful punishments and see that they are carried out.
Dreadful punishments? Does she mean capital punishments?
Flam says it means that you're outside of yourself, as in you're out of your mind.
Oh.
And at such times he must occasionally spend a night or 2 in the prison dormitory. But for that extra responsibility he's reimbursed more handsomely than other warders. Of course we make no mention of my husband's work to the neighbours.
Yes, I believe your prudence is justified. Tell me, at what prison is your husband engaged?
Barclay Prison, Mr. Sholmes.
Oh.
Really? Barclay? Oh, a fine establishment. If I'm not mistaken, there's a large cemetery just behind it.
Oh.
Yes, that's correct. Lowgate Cemetery.
I was gonna say, I'm sure that they are absolutely not involved with anything that has happened previously.
No.
At all.
They've been married for 15 years.
Yeah.
Interesting. Interesting.
Lowgate Cemetery. The very place we were discussing in court.
I hope we meet him. He looks nothing like the picture. It's just a completely different man, and she just didn't realize.
That's unbelievable.
Unbelievable, my dear fellow. And yet, undeniable.
I mean, what?
Sorry, Mr. Sholmes. I'm afraid you've lost me.
Ah, pay no heed, madame, pay no heed. A private matter.
This can't really be a coincidence, can it?
So, to the matter of your husband's disappearance. When did you realize he was missing?
Please try not to laugh. It was yesterday.
I'm sorry? Yesterday?
That really is recent. Laughably so. Come on, Sasato, let's laugh at her missing husband.
This feels wrong.
It does.
The truth is, my husband does at times have occasion to spend the night away for his work. It's not a at all out of the ordinary for him to not return home at night, but this is different. For him not to make any contact for a whole day, that has certainly never happened before. Oh, my dear Daly, whatever could have happened?
My dear Miss Visual, please calm yourself. Now then, have you contacted the police?
Why, naturally. But sadly, they've refused to listen to my pleas as my husband has only been missing for 1 day. I was asked to wait patiently at home.
In truth, Mrs. Vigil, I concur with the police. However, let us not be hasty. I see no reason why we should not engage my deductive powers to track your husband down anyway.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Sholmes.
And furthermore, let me assure you, a chance to solve the greatest problem known to man for another month has no bearing on my decision. I seek only to put a sweet smile on another Londoner's face. That's really all there is to it.
But also, you need to pay me.
Oh, you have my eternal gratitude. I shall pay you any sum you care to mention.
You seek only to put this suite's rent out in your landlady's purse. That's all there is to it.
Thank you for everything you have shared with us, Mrs. Vigil. I believe I have all the information I need to begin my investigation.
Oh, please report to me soon with the good news, sir.
Fear not, madame. In a day or two, I shall be contacting you with a heartening report, I'm quite sure.
So soon? Oh, how splendid, Mr. Sholmes.
Good news should be delivered early, I always say. If you would be so kind as to leave us the photograph of your husband in my possession.
Hands it right to us.
Thank you. Now, allow me to show you the door.
I can't thank you enough, Mr. Sholmes. You've been simply marvelous.
You know, I think it's every time, Hallie. But how do you come out with such nonsense? Good news in a day or two. Are you sure?
I can't be sure, of course, but then I didn't swear on it. I merely gave the good woman some hope. I hope to be able to give her good news, one might say. After all, the rent must be paid by the end of the day tomorrow.
Oh.
If by that time I've successfully located Mr. Vigil, we shall be mutually relieved. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Naruhodo?
Don't look at me with those pleading eyes.
Well, my dear fellow, did you hear the details of the case?
Might I ask what color your husband's hair is?
Oh!
Oh, hi.
I didn't think about that.
Right?
Oh!
Mm-hmm.
We haven't used our brain powers to color photographs anytime recently, have we? We did it. We did it once with the meat case.
Oh, right.
Where
I
we're
thought
like-
that was going to be a thing, but then it
we're
wasn't.
like,
Well, because he like recalled the memory.
Yeah. I thought we were going to be recalling all kinds of memories. We haven't done it
Yeah.
yet.
No. Super lawyer powers. Smell color. Yes. My hearing is surprisingly good, actually.
Excellent! And what did you make of it?
Well, I was surprised to learn where her husband worked. At Barclay Prison, I mean.
Ah, so you noted that.
But yeah, we talked about it.
Of course, especially with the mention of Lowgate Cemetery.
Lowgate Cemetery is the rear of the Barclay Prison. So, it was renowned among us students at the university for being haunted by the ghosts of condemned convicts. Haunted.
Barclay Prison is where that notorious man was incarcerated.
The professor.
And now the warder from the prison has mysteriously disappeared, it would seem.
It's all very peculiar.
Indeed. But nothing you can't handle, I'm quite certain, Mr. Naruhodo.
You what? Sorry?
Run along to the prison and see what you can glean. Would you? It's the prison governor you want. No doubt the man is equally worried.
But aren't you going to go yourself?
Surely you needn't ask. I can't possibly be seen out with this hair.
You ever have a haircut like that? Where you're like, I can't go outside.
Oh, not quite that bad, no.
Oh.
I had one really bad one where I cried a little, but that was about it.
My sister cried a lot when my mom would cut her hair. It was a thing we would go through.
Yeah, like they cut my hair so that it was like legit, like flat, like straight across.
Oh,
Kind of like Jim Carrey and like
yeah,
Dumb and Dumber.
yeah.
It's kind of like that.
Did they put a bowl on your head and everything? Just to get the
No.
line?
No, I watched her do it though, and I was like, maybe it'll all come together.
Yeah,
Maybe she has a
Oh
plan.
man, many
It's
times.
really flat.
Yeah, many times. She's like, oh yeah, no, she's gonna bring it back.
She's got a plan.
Yeah.
But no, I did what I could with it.
Mm-hmm.
But didn't you go to Lime Street with that hair?
That was quite a different matter. So, I leave it in your capable hands. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm rather busy.
Medu. Of course you are.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
I'm gonna go pee. Bye.
Bye.
I love that Sholmes is like, yes, principles are nice and good to have, as is my deductive skills. But what is more important is getting paid.
Getting pain.
Oh,
iron.
right.
It's going right to prison, just straight to jail. You're not
Yeah, I
passing
know.
go,
No,
not collecting 200 through pence.
no. I have a monopoly, you see, so it pays to be in prison.
Ah.
I mean, I guess I could, just for fun,
Just check in.
just go here.
Just check in. It could be anything.
Hey, what do you think of this? That's fair. What about this? That's fair. What about we leave this?
Hey there, you're a strong heart. Okay.
Barclay Prison is on the outskirts of London, backing onto a lonely burial ground. Its 4 high outer walls loomed quietly before us in the fog. Having requested a meeting, we were shown to the governor's office in the watchtower. Wow, that is...
Okay.
Wow.
Oh, like chill with the vibes, okay?
It's a cigar cutter. Big cigar cutter.
Yeah, right at cigar height.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh, that poor bird.
What?
It's way too big for that cage.
Way too big.
Oh.
Get him on the witness stand.
Yeah. But yeah, that guillotine's a big yikes.
Yeah.
That's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Hello? Yeah, it's Quagmire again. No, I don't think there's any saving it this time. Whoa!
Oh, wow.
Hi.
Baby.
Oh, wow.
Oh, he's Scottish.
I mean, oh, I can't.
Channel
it's so
your
hard
inner
to know who's
Michael
gonna,
Myers.
Oh, I guess you took the other two. Oh,
He's Shrek. Make him Shrek.
Shrek.
Julie's baby back ribs.
He doesn't sing that. Does he?
Shrek?
Shrek?
No.
Oh.
Mike Myers does in a different movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
does he?
Yes, fat bastard.
Oh,
Same
God.
voice.
I forgot. Oh, I forgot.
take your baby.
Oh,
Baby in my belly. 'Cause I'm so sexy. God damn it.
You're trying so hard to get into this.
I know.
You can do
no,
it.
I'm just really thinking about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mike Myers really coasted on Shrek. I don't know about that.
what? Did we not wait?
That was-
Did we not talk about
It's the
this
same
on
movie.
stream?
Yeah.
That he did the
Made them
whole
redo the movie.
movie in a normal voice, and then at the end was like, actually, I'm doing the whole thing again, but Scottish. And they're like, please no, that will cost literally $4 million. And he was like, I'm doing it.
I'm using my Wayne's World money.
She lost him 20
Nora!
years ago, which is why he's young.
Ooh. This is not a case for Herlock Sholmes, but for Dr. Whom.
Professor Whom?
Professor Whom.
I legit have never
Thank you,
noticed
Dark.
when I have had a bad haircut. I always just hated getting haircuts in general. So I guess that overrided shame.
Yeah.
Dark Iron. I cut my own hair because I don't like people.
Yeah, it can be annoying getting haircuts, but if you find someone who you're like, oh, this is actually a nice haircut, you can just keep going back to them,
yeah.
and I find that takes the stress out of it because
yeah.
you just know what you're gonna get, and you don't need to do anything. You're like, yo, the usual, nice, bye.
Yeah.
Have the kids,
And then try not to talk to them.
yeah.
Isn't it kind of hard to cut your own hair, Yanny? Yes, which explains why I look the way I do.
Easy to cut your own hair, hard to do it well.
Hard to do it well, yeah. Especially the back, where it's just a bunch of, hopefully this works.
This place is full of hardened criminals. I can't remember the last time a civilian was doing here.
We'll get there.
You'll get there.
And if you didn't want to talk to an inmate, but to me.
Oh my god.
He has big J. Jonah Jameson vibes, too.
I don't even know how the fuck you'd pronounce that.
What, Kaiden?
No, you can.
Do you ken who I am?
You can.
Because it says, it should be like, do you know who I am? But then,
Do you know who I
Do you ken who I am?
Sure.
I'm the governor, Barry Kaiden. Huh?
Maybe.
oh, yes, it's a pleasure. I'm Ryunosuke Naruhodo, defense lawyer.
And an Easterner, I see. Does that mean?
Yes, I'm a visiting student of law from the Empire of Japan.
Japan? Did you say Japan?
Yes?
Well, there's no any of your kind around here, laddie. Maybe you should try the prison next door, eh?
I didn't notice another prison next door, sir.
That's the joke, lassie.
Anyway,
I didn't like to be so direct, but I've no intention of speaking with the likes of your suspicious suspicious-looking Easterners. Blah.
Ooh.
Now get out of my hair and into my belly.
so as soon as he finds out that we're from Japan, he reacts like this. That surely means...
I think it's because of the professor case.
The dad from Brave? I actually didn't see Brave. You think so too?
Brave's a good movie.
10 years ago,
If you could change your fate.
Genshin Asogi, known as the Professor, was incarcerated at this prison. And then, after his execution, he apparently re-emerged from his grave in the cemetery behind the prison. And was shot.
I might have known. You're sniffing around about that case, aren't you? Your agents, eh? Part of the professor's great web, no doubt.
Weeb, actually?
A weeb. A little weeb. Get gone with you before I punch your light suit.
We're going! We're going! Clearly the ghost of that killer still haunts this place. We're not going to get anywhere here. Unless we can somehow prove to this man that there's nothing suspicious about us.
Governor Kaiden,
What are you thinking, Miss Sato?
I feel sure that name came up in conversation recently somewhere. I was wondering if whoever mentioned it might have some idea of how to help us.
Come to think of it, I have the same feeling.
He's big, he's buff, his chin looks like a butt. It's Kaiden.
I said get out! Before I show you my boot.
Actually, it's Kaiden. Well, your parents should name you properly.
I hit you so hard you won't be able to toot. Governor Kaiden, could I at least show you this? I'll show you my boot. How many times can one man turn his back on you in a single conversation?
Incredible.
Get out of me swamp. Get out of me swamp. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know if you do. I don't know if you don't. Where did we hear?
I think it was here because he's still hanging around, waiting. Present him with the evidence.
Nope. I
Okay.
already tried while you were gone.
Oh, and I was peeing. Sorry. Dad.
There's fired.
Whoa. But you. That's Professor Mikotoba over there.
That's Dunban over
Yeah, I was
there.
gonna say, that's not Dunban.
Ah, hello, you two. I was just taking a moment to catch up on the world now that I've unpacked.
But where's Judge Chikoku?
Yes, he's not the relaxing sort. He's taken himself off to pay his respects to all the legal bigwigs.
He hates relaxing.
Having only just arrived in the country today? Goodness, he's full of energy.
Professor, you mentioned something before. About how you'd known the prison governor at Barclay Prison.
Oh, Governor Kaiden, you mean?
So it is the same man.
Father, we must speak with the governor. But he refused to talk to us. He said we were suspicious Easterners.
Well, I'm sure if I accompanied you, it would be a very different story.
Oh, would you? That would be wonderful if you have the time now.
Sadly, as you can see, I'm very busy at the moment.
Busy drinking coffee on a comfortable settee?
Now, I have rather a lot to prepare for tomorrow, you know.
Oh, sorry. I didn't say that out loud, did I? You Mikotobas are alarmingly good at reading people's thoughts.
Or could it be that you, Naruhodos, are alarmingly bad at hiding your thoughts?
Let's not fall out now. I have an idea.
He's gonna write a note.
What's he writing on that piece of paper?
Here's a letter of introduction for you. Hopefully when he sees my name, he'll change his tune.
Oh, thank you. Letter of introduction. Hopefully now he'll talk to us.
Good luck then.
Listen,
Right.
just be happy I didn't make him sound like the governor.
I was thinking about it. He's
I
a
know.
governor.
What are you talking about? Get out! Get out!
Yes, I am from Scotland.
Austria, never heard of it.
Oh, so much good deep backstory and lore.
Get out! If you just cast your eyes over this, Governor Kaiden. What is this then? You cannot pull the wool over my eyes, you good-for-nothing Japanese student! Mikotoba. That young jock from the forensic laboratory. That Mikotoba.
He's a jock.
Yes, exactly him.
Oh dear. Perhaps I should have said something sooner. I'm Yujin Mikotoba's daughter, Susato.
James?
Jings.
You're the young man's daughter.
Like Jinkies, I guess.
Guess so. And you didn't think to mention that afore. Sorry. Hi.
I do apologize.
Didn't I? Aye. Well, you best take a seat then. Can I offer you a cup of tea, perhaps? That's adorable. Handcuffed biscuits! They're handcuffed biscuits. Oh my god.
I like to think that
How do
that's
you
a full-size
pronounce, like-
cup, and he's just that big.
Yeah, right. That's why I thought it was first. But well, how do you pronounce that? Didn't I?
Dene.
You didn't?
I didn't know about nothing.
And then I forget to try on these wee handcuffed biscuits. They're to die for. Your father's influence is nothing short of amazing.
I'm bitterly regretting not announcing who I was from the onset now.
So then, what can I do for you then?
Well, we're currently investigating a case.
It's one of your warders, you see. He's gone missing.
Oh.
Missing?
That's right. It's surely been reported to you as well, being the prison governor.
I haven't heard nothing of the sort. There's no missing persons in my prison.
Oh,
But how can that be?
it's Mr. Daily Vigil, your chief warder.
Eh? Vigil? That's right. His wife came to us and asked us to investigate his disappearance. Let's skip the part about him only being missing since yesterday for now. Clearly that means something to him.
Oh, I got it.
Would you be so kind as to tell us what you know, sir?
Aye, of course.
Is he dead?
No, say it ain't so.
Barry Caden?
It's
Bar-
Caden.
Barry Caden?
Barricade.
Barricaden?
Barricade in.
His name is Bara Caden.
Oh,
He's the big Bara man of Barclay Prison.
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 Oh, actually, we've got, yeah. Oh, we gotta find all this stuff out tomorrow.
You know,
Dar.
considering she was both, Jajato is uniquely qualified for if Makotoba's mind readers, or are you family easy to read living book people?
Why not?
Oh.
Thanks, Dark
That makes sense. Dark Iron. There was a comma missing after both, and the way Brian read it made it difficult for my brain to parse. But
Yes,
then
yes,
after
yes.
reading it again, I was like, yes, of course.
Have you figured out Barry's
Dura.
pun? Also, if you haven't solidified his voice yet, I suggest Davy Jones.
Dura!
This would be my David Jones. It's all the same. Now get in my locker.
Get in my locker.
Get in my locker. I just took a massive.
No! Oh, God. That was the worst
Oh,
scene in the movie.
God!
This coffee tastes like shit.
Austin, it is shit.
It's a little nutty.
Oh, I touched you with that. I didn't mean to touch you with that.
Yeah, I got some stuff to put up on the board.
Got some stuff to put up on the board. We got some stuff to put up on the board. It's not Wednesday.
Oh!
It's Thursday. I'm sorry. Here we go. Boop. Not tomorrow. We'll be back on Sunday. Sunday. With more of this. Gestures broadly to everything. Everything.
You hit your leg on the table?
I did.
That's what Nyanny thought was going
I
to
was
happen.
so worried that these things were going to happen.
Oh.
Oh no. Ouchie in your ouchie
Yeah,
places.
he's got no one to blame but himself on that one.
No, I looked at him, but I'm definitely not going to hit back,
Yeah.
for sure.
I will for surely use my eyes and assess this situation.
Nope.
Banner. You know who else hit their knees on stuff? Zombies.
Ooh.
Aye, you didn't ken to cover your bum, haven't ye?
You didn't ken to cover your bum, haven't you?
Pike speak!
You didn't ken to get up. I don't know. I'll study a little tomorrow, maybe.
We can watch Mrs. Doubtfire.
Ooh.
That's a great way to study.
Darlings.
Great way to
today,
study.
Corner of the table, I shall glide past you and not be betrayed again.
What's he doing?
What?
What's he doing? Where you going? Oh, shit.
oh,
Wow. Look at that. There it is. It's a kotatsu. Oh, it's so cozy under there, isn't it?
How does it feel?
Oh, so nice.
Oh, so nice.
So nice. Oh, it's lovely.
Look at that. We made it out of some from IKEA. From IKEA furniture.
It's nice.
It's very nice.
Isn't it? Standing. Who invented that?
Homo erectus. What a
Ugh.
jerk.
I hate that guy.
I know, right?
Always walking around.
Take us back to Homo habilis, am I right?
The classic of the
Great.
homos, you know. Ah, yes. Thanks.
All right, bye.
Okay, goodbye. See you tomorrow.
Bye, I love you. Bye.